Hello Internet, and welcome to my live reaction for Eden Zero, Chapter 26. When we last left off, Shiki was fighting the members of Rogout, and he seemed to be doing pretty well, except Sister would not really go down. Meanwhile, Rebecca continued her search for Copa, the missing beekeeper, and stumbled upon Aliga, which was not very good for her until she beat Aliga. That was very good for her. Shot him in the head, I think. So he's, if not dead, certainly down for the count. And then, as the fight with Sister seemed to be going pretty good for Shiki, the other sister arrived, the one that Wise and Homura found a couple chapters ago. And that's where we leave off. In chapter 26, Two Sisters. Before we begin the video itself, just a reminder, I have my straw poll down below. From Winter 2019 anime reviews. Just one more week left on that. That'll be closing Tuesday morning. So let me know what you want to see there, and that'll be up another week. So yeah, 26, Two Sisters. We have what looks like Rebecca and someone I don't recognize at some kind of desk working on like charts or something. I don't know. And so we open right where we left off, sister versus sister. What is this chaotic battlefield? And we see the two sisters, staring each other down, in the room where they're at. As the captured sister, I don't know enough about her name, Sister Ivry, I think is her name. I'll call the one who's just arrived Ivry, and the other one Sister. So Ivry kind of grins at Sister, and Sister is, not taking that too well. And Shiki looks on in shock, as do Ganoff and Jean. Meanwhile, at the Rogout hideout, we have a flashback with Homura and Wise. As Homura says her name, Sister Ivry. And Wise looks at her in like confusion. She's one of the four shining stars. How do you know about that? And Homura just completely ignores him and starts like looking at all of the like tubes that are like connecting Ivry. Her power must be sealed by this machine. Oi! Can't you release her using your ether gear? Something like this. And he like examines the machinery. Yeah, it won't be too hard. Then please, help her. What is Homura after then? Because we know she's has some kind of grudge against the Demon King. But Ivry worked for the Demon King, right? So why does she want to free Ivry? Who knows? But Homer just like looks at Wise. Trust me. And Wise kind of like looks at her funny. But we go right back in the present as Homer and Wise arrive right after Ivry. Shiki, are you okay? Wise, Homura, who's she? There's no time to explain. A chronophage is headed here, which has happened. My laptop like kicked me out of Chrome. It seems to be fine, but it brought me back to the main screen of my laptop. Anyway, where was I? A chronophage is headed here. It's chaos outside of here. Everyone is rushing to their ships to get off this island. What? And Ganoff is, very shocked by all this. And turns to Jean. Jean, sister, we can't stand around here. We need to get out. But Jean seems to be ignoring him, despite the fact, the threat of imminent death. Sister, who is that woman? And Sister just, like, glares at Ivry. But Ivry responds, that's my question. Who the hell are you? I came to this planet on a job 10 years ago. Then I remember I was captured by a bunch of freaks. I woke up connected to a machine in the basement of some grimly old church. For 10 whole years. A quick investigation led me to discover that there is a fool impersonating me and using my powers without my consent. So it's not just an impersonation, it's fake sister seems to be using Ivory's powers somehow? But Jean is shocked by this. And sister is like shaking in like fear now. That device in the basement is transferring my powers to you, I assume. Okay, so that's what's happening. And you've been using it to make some shady profit. That was never my intention. At first, I only wanted to heal my companions. Are we about to start pitying Sister? Then people started coming to me. And before I knew it, I was the leader of a mercenaries group. I was going to give you your powers back one day. Please, you have to believe me. And Ivry is, like, approaching Sister. She's, like, shaking in fear. I revered you as a goddess, having the power to perform miracles. And still... And Ivry just, like, kicks her, like, up kicks her. I don't know if that's a word, but I'm using it. You think I give a damn? And everyone's, like, looks at her in, like, shock. You know, the mood is just destroyed by the kick. You stole my identity for 10 years, and you think you can get away with it? Really? I'm going to destroy you, and fix you, and destroy you again, and fix you, and destroy you again and again. That's what is coming for you. And Sister seems already unconscious. And Wise calms Ivry down. Leave her. We need to get out of here. And Ivry, like, looks at him, all pissed. But she calms down when she turns to see, Shiki. You must be the new Demon King. You look weak. Are you the real Sister? I am. Your lackey saved me, great Demon King. And that pisses Wise off. I am not his lackey. I'm not either. I heard it all. You're getting everyone back together on the even zero, huh? How did you know that? We didn't tell you. Witch told me. She sent me a message. Her voice sure brought back some memories. Thanks for finding me, Demon King. Shiki. Call me Shiki. And Ivry just, like, looks at him. I can't quite tell that look in her eyes. But Homura is, like, glaring at her, and Wise takes notice of that. But before we leave this place, I have something I need to do. Won't take long. And she takes off her, like, her nun's habit. The job I was here on 10 years ago. It would be a shame on the 4 shining stars if I left it unfinished. Dispel driver! Shiki's reaction is a very, very, rational, why did she strip? And Wise being the horn dog he is, I guess. You haven't seen any of those nun videos, huh? And anyway, as Ivry activates her, like, dispel drivers, like, light glows all around her. She kind of smiles. And the light, like, covers everywhere. And Rebecca and Copa notice it. What's this light? Oh, she's freeing the stone girls! Okay. Yeah, because we see, like, the stone fades and the stonified girls come back to life, which means they've been like that for, like, 10 years. It's been a long time for them to be, like, at least some of them have. Maybe even longer if Ivry knew about it and was, like, coming to stop it. It had been going on for a while. Anyway, the girls wake up, and they realize they're all nude because of Eliga and Eliga's grossness. Kya! Why am I naked? What? Where am I? And Copa and Rebecca both, like, look around. Huh? They're all turning back. It's like a miracle. Phew. And, Ivry, like, sighs. What did you do? And Ivry tells them nothing, but puts her habit back on. That's all. Now let's go. And Gandalf turns to Jean. Jean, come on, leave them! But Jean just, like, does not even pay him any attention and watches, Shiki and the gang all run. Don't say I didn't ask. And Gandalf, like, turns to leave. And Jean and Shiki, like, make eye contact. Jean's, like, glaring Shiki down. Which doesn't mean much, given how, like, thoroughly Shiki thrashed him this arc. You should get out of here as well. We'll settle the score some other time. And Jean, continues to, like, look at him. And the fake sister is still behind him. Jean, save me. She's still, like, passed out on the ground. And Jean just, like, looks at her. And, like, stepped on her head. What the? You liar. I didn't lie. Don't forget the times I healed you. All the terrible things I have done for you. Because I believed you could save Clean. Who's Clean? I can. I still have some power left in me. I will save your friend. And he, like, keeps putting more pressure on her head. And we see her head start to crack. Gah, stop! And her head shatters. Shit. Clean is my sister. I don't have any friends. Jean just fucking, like, stomped through her head. Okay. Meanwhile, Guilst is not in a good state because is just chaos in the streets after, with news of the Chronophage's approach. Hurry, get on the ship! Leave your stuff, the Chronophage will erase everything! Out of the way! And an old man is like staying behind. I'll stay here, it might make me young again. I want to see when Guilst was clean and nice. You're nuts! And the beekeepers, notice, Rebecca and Copa coming. Becky, you're alright! Copa too! And, Pino notices all the other stone girls. And a lot of other women. She was so amazing! She beat up that frog guy and saved all these girls! I wasn't the one who saved them, actually. Anyway, and she turns back to the beekeepers. For a second I thought it was the stone girls. Yeah, we know, the Chronophage. The whole town is in chaos. There are a lot of extra ships in this tower. So let's leave. I guess that's one good thing Iliga had, a shit ton of ships. Go on without me. I'm going to wait for Shiki. But I can't leave him. He's my friend. I feel like that panel is meant to be like in clear contrast to the Jean panel a couple pages ago that I don't have any friends. They're in the same place on the page. The pages are kind of structured similarly. I don't know. Anyway. Meanwhile, the Chronophage is nearly at Guilst. We have a shot at the Chronophage. And we cut back to Ivry. You're sending coordinates to Pino when we find her? Got it. You sound a little older, Witch. Foo. I'm kidding. Oh, she's talking with, Witch on her, like, intercom thing. She said we only got 10 minutes till the Chronophage arrives. Isn't that exciting? No, it isn't! Why is there no time for this bullshit? We found another new companion. I won't say it out loud, but you're adorable. Could someone take this seriously? We continue chapter 27, Guilst Escape Strategy. So yeah, this is pretty much wrapping up the Guilst arc. I imagine it'll end next week or the week after. You know, we're fleeing Guilst. Guilst will be gone. Set sometime in the past, really soon. And yeah, this was a pretty good chapter. We saw just how powerful Ivry is. You know, she gives absolutely like no chance to Sister whatsoever, and they're like short little fights. She just like up kicks her. It's not even a fight. What am I talking about? It's just like a one shot. She's done. Showing us just how much Ivry is. And then she's finally killed off for good by Jean. Well, we don't actually see her dead for good, but like in like the rubble from Jean's stomp, we see what looks like an eye. So I'm figuring she's dead. And if she's not, then the Chronophage will have at her when it arrives, because no one's coming for her. Now we have more backstory with Jean, who has a sister who seems to be in some state of not goodness, and he expected the fake sister to take care of her, but that's not gonna happen anymore. And yeah, beyond that, it's just kind of a beginning of a denouement for the arc. The arc is coming to a close. There isn't a whole lot left. So yeah, all that's really left to do is wait for us to leave Guilst next week. Guilst Escape Strategy, we're done with Guilst. And yeah, that's really about it. It's a good chapter. It's just not a very complicated one, except for that the only really bit of like info to really think about is that bit with Jean and Clean. And beyond that, everything was good, you know. It was a good chapter. It wasn't like a standout, you know, best in the series kind of work. But it was a good chapter. Which is kind of, in the end, kind of my thoughts on the Guilst arc. I thought it was going to be a lot sleazier than it turned out to be. It was still pretty damn sleazy, not gonna lie. Like, even anything with Iliga was just kind of, But Iliga's done for. He is gonna die once, unless the Chronophage fucking turns back time, like, 1 year, I'll be so bitter. If it's 1 year, and, like, Iliga and the fake sister are both back, and now we've got to deal with, like, 2 Jeans running around, that's gonna be a huge pain. I don't want to deal with that. But yeah, I don't know if that's gonna happen. That's just a what if. Not even a theory. But yeah, I think I'm gonna leave this video off here. Hope you all enjoyed the chapter and the video. If you did, feel free to drop me a like or subscribe or fill out that straw poll down below, please. Just a week left. Or, do whatever the fuck you want. I don't really care. And as always, people, keep kicking ass, and I'll see you in the future. Bye!